guys, my name is Witchy Cupcake and welcome to the Cupcake Coven! In my last video, I explained what the Twitch platform is and why I think you should check it out. And now I'm going to explain what are the best practices to interact with other people on Twitch, because there's actually something that is known as Twitch etiquette. And these are just kind of general suggestions or guidelines saying what are the best ways to act on Twitch so you can be welcomed in the best way possible and be successful on the platform. When you start watching streamers that you find in categories that you might be interested in, the first thing that I would recommend you doing is going to their panels and taking a look at the community guidelines or rules. Most serious streamers have some kind of a rule there, or sometimes they actually have it in the chat box. When you click on the chat to go and actually type a message, a little box will pop up and tell you the chat rules. For the platform as a whole, there are some general rules that just apply within Twitch guidelines themselves. Some of these are, for example, no hate speech, no discrimination to people for age, gender, race, sexual orientation, anything like that. Some Twitch channels are rated as for mature audiences, and this doesn't mean that they have any kind of inappropriate content necessarily, especially because Twitch does not allow certain things like nudity or extreme violence. However, the subject matters may be more appropriate for adults, or maybe the streamer is okay with swearing or talking about drinking, things like that. And that is what a mature channel usually is. If you are under 18, please do not go and participate in those channels because that is actually against the rules. There are a lot of family-friendly channels out there, so if you are under 18, you still have many channels that you can watch. Because of the mature nature of some of these channels, a lot of people have listed in their rules something that says no age talk. This just means that people don't want you to be saying your age or when you were born or anything that has any reference to your age, because if they do find out that you are under 18, you will be banned, and they really don't want to ban you. If you're under the age of 13, however, you should not be registering for the Twitch platform at all, as it is in their terms of service that you have to be above that age at the very least to have a profile. Also, if someone's stream is in a specific language, for example English, avoid speaking in other languages even if you may know another language, because the streamer and their moderators probably don't know another language unless it has been specifically stated in their tags. Maybe they put a tag like French or Spanish, something like that, and then of course that means that they're okay with those languages, but stick to the language in which the streamer is streaming in. If you just start speaking in other languages, because the people don't know if you're saying something nice or mean, they might just ban you right away. So, you find a channel that you like, you've read through the rules, you've proceeded to the channel, seen if it's mature or not, and then you finally want to go and talk and chat. So, what do you do then? Well, what I would recommend is just be yourself. If you were to enter a room or meet someone in real life, how would you proceed? You probably would say, "Hi, how are you doing?" Or, "Hello, I'm new here." Just a normal kind of way to introduce yourself, maybe good morning, afternoon, evening, something along those lines. Many streamers have on an extra feature that is called Better Twitch TV, which highlights whenever someone says the streamer's name. For example, I'm Witchy Cupcake, and if someone were to say Witchy Cupcake, it would highlight that on my end so I can look at that message in a more easy way. But also, it would highlight the message if it just said Witchy or just Cupcake. Streamers don't want you to abuse that kind of use of their name, because if you say it over and over again, then they will see your message every time highlighted. For example, if you say,
"Hello, Witchy. How are you, Witchy? I'm doing fine, Witchy."
that could kind of get annoying for the streamer, so avoid doing that and just kind of type out their name if it's something specific or more important that you would like them to see. If there is a raid during a stream, it is also a nice thing to welcome in the raiders Literally, you can just write a little message in chat that says, "Welcome in, Raiders," or "Hello, Raiders." You can wave to them, something like that, because that just makes new people feel welcome to the community, and potentially they might like the streamer that you are currently supporting, the community that they have come into, and that also helps that community grow as a whole. If you are engaged in chatting in a stream that has multiple people chatting at the same time, sometimes the messages can get kind of confusing of who you're talking to. So in that case, I would actually recommend adding the other user that you are speaking to directly, especially if there are messages in between what they've said that you're responding to and your response. You can do this by using the @ symbol followed by that user's name, which will usually auto-populate in the chat box. You can also use Twitch's new reply feature to do that. Hover over the person's initial message and you will see that there is an arrow that you can use to reply to that message. However, some streamers also don't like this feature very much, so just be careful not to overuse it. When you're participating in a stream chat, you've said hi, you've kind of interacted with people, and you have to go for any reason. Whether you have to stop watching the stream or just walk away for a while, it's kind of polite to say that you will be AFK, meaning away from keyboard, or you can say that you will be lurking. This means that you will be basically kind of watching without participating, just kind of in the background while you're doing something else. A lot of people have a command on their chat that you can do !lurk, and it just, tells the streamer that you're gonna be lurking. Now, lurking is not a bad thing. People are completely fine and even appreciative of lurkers. It's just important to let the streamer know that you have stepped away so they don't continue talking to you and asking you questions and then get no answer back. If you are leaving a stream for the day, you could go ahead and say,
"Hey guys, I have to go. Have a great stream. Bye."
Even if the stream continues but you have to leave early, that's okay. Although, again, it depends on the streamer. Some people prefer if you just kind of go away quietly, but most certainly what you should not do is say something like,
"Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go watch someone else's stream, so bye."
because that is just rude. It makes the streamer that you're currently watching feel really bad about themselves, so don't do that. Or even say something like,
"Oh, I gotta go. I'm gonna go play a game."
Or like,
"I'm gonna go do something funner."
It's just kind of like a little diss toward the streamer, so avoid saying that kind of thing. Another thing that's important within Twitch etiquette is that you obviously want conversation and things to flow naturally during a stream, so don't just go into the chat and say something completely random. People who just constantly come in and just say random things are usually not very well viewed within the community. Instead, try to contribute to the ongoing conversation by maybe saying your opinion or asking questions, anything that just might be a good way to continue the conversation. And of course, this should go without saying, but don't comment on someone's appearance. That's just kind of weird and inappropriate. Either a compliment or something else. You will probably get banned for doing something like that. That's not to say that once you've developed a relationship with the streamer, you can't say something like,
"Oh, I really like your t-shirt today."
But do tread carefully and read the room. Just try to be nice to everyone in chat. Try to not cause fights or uncomfortable situations. Something that happens a lot sometimes is that people come into a streamer's stream and they just demand that they do something like,
"Hey, go watch this video." "Hey, answer this question." Hey.
Streamers are not there to just get orders from people, so make sure to be sensible and not do anything that you wouldn't do in a conversation in real life. A lot of people don't like there to be controversial subjects in their chats, such as things like politics, religion, so look out for that in the streamer's rules as well. And it's important to understand that while the streamer can be there to support you and give you a shoulder to lean on, and the community can be your friends, they are not mental health professionals, or at least they're not acting as them. You are not at a doctor's appointment, so when things are very specific or heavy, I would say definitely avoid that. Twitch is basically a community where you can hang out, and so most people are there just to have fun, so they don't want any tension, whether it's by being weird in the chat or random or bringing up controversial subjects. People just want to have a nice time and talk about day-to-day things. However, sometimes people are open, of course, to certain topics of discussion. Usually they'll say something in the chat like, that's what the stream is about, and it also depends, it varies from community to community. One thing that most streamers hate is when people spam their chats. It's one thing if you're spamming with like hype and like positive emotes in a moment that they're like, yes, let's get some hype in the chat. That's one thing. But to just like randomly spam, for example, a repeated message just because you want them to read your message, that's a big no-no. A lot of people also don't like the use of caps lock, so read in the rules to make sure that they're okay with that, but typically it's not good to just put messages all in caps because that gives the impression that you are screaming at them, so that's something that you want to avoid. If a streamer is playing a game, make sure to see if they're okay with backseat gaming, which basically means telling the streamer what to do or giving them hints or telling them, ooh, have you gotten to this part of the game yet? That's not good to say unless they have explicitly permitted this to happen within their stream. It's never good to give spoilers about anything without asking permission. Most streamers do not allow sharing links in the chat for obvious kind of safety purposes. We don't want people to just come in and share a virus link. So they either have a time limit that you need to be part of the community before you can share links, or they can grant you a temporary link sharing permission, or they would just have links banned altogether. So before sharing a link, make sure to ask the moderators or the streamer if they're okay with that. Another really important thing that I want to bring up that is a huge no-no on Twitch is self-promotion. So if you're a streamer yourself, or if you have another streamer that you like that you would like to promote, doing that in other people's chat or stream is not appropriate. Self-promotion can be a gray area, however, so let me kind of explain how it works. One thing that for sure is considered self-promotion is when you go into someone else's stream chat and say something like,
hey guys, come check out my channel.
You will most certainly get banned if the person is against self-promotion, which most streamers are. But there are more subtle ways of self-promotion that a lot of people do not like either. For example, if a streamer asks, hey, how was your day? And you respond saying like,
oh, it's fine, I'm just setting up for my stream. I've just been working on overlays for my stream.
Or anything that makes a reference to your stream, a lot of people also consider that self-promotion, and you might get yourself banned from their channel. And by the way, self-promotion is not only for your own stream, but it could be for any other kind of content or creation of yours. It could be for your social media or maybe for a business page, anything like that. Just avoid talking about your personal endeavors in someone else's stream. Another thing that happens a lot in Twitch is that you might get a gift sub. Subscriptions on Twitch are paid. You might be receiving a subscription because someone in the community specifically wants to help you out, or sometimes they just give it to random people who are followers or who are in the chat in order to support their favorite streamer. If you do end up receiving a gift sub, of course, it is polite to thank the person for it. Usually you will see a message pop up in chat that will say so-and-so has gifted you a subscription. And if you see the gift sub at the moment that they gift it to you, and I think it's on PC, you'll actually receive kind of a standard message that does say thanks so-and-so for the gift sub. You can literally just click on that and it will automatically send that thank you message in the chat. However, if you are currently away from the keyboard or like doing something else, you didn't realize that someone gifted you a sub, you can always find who gifted you the sub in your notifications that you will find at the top right corner of the screen. And therefore, from there you can see who you can thank in the chat. Another huge part of Twitch etiquette is to not ask to be gifted a sub, for example, or to be made a moderator. Of course, if you don't know the person, why would they make you a moderator? Streamers usually give that to people that have been with them for a long time and people who they trust. And if they are looking for moderators and they say that like applications are open, they will specifically state that, and then you can like apply or volunteer to be a moderator for them. There's also something called being a VIP, which gives you specific like privileges within the chat, and again, that's not a good thing to ask for. It should just be given to you by the streamer if they wish to do so. At the end of a stream, I would always recommend to thank the streamer, because the streamer is investing a lot of their time to engage with you guys as a community, so it's always good to thank them. And even though, you know, you might not be able to subscribe or do anything, just let them know that they are appreciated for all the time and effort that they put into their streaming. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if it was helpful to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can share it with other people if you think it would help them as well. If you have any other tips about Twitch etiquette and experiences that you have had, also, I would like to hear your input in the comments down below. I would also like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the little cupcake that you see there in the corner, or the red subscribe button down below. You can also check me out on Twitch. I stream a variety of content, and you can find me at twitch.tv/witchy_cupcake. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!